So most people know me as a 3D artist, but I've spent my life drawing and sketching, inking, painting, even though I don't do that much of it for my YouTube channel or even in my company now. But why do I do it, and do I still even do it? So I've put together some notes of why I think sketching is massively important, whether you like 3D or 2D. And here's 5 pointers of why I keep that sketchbook constantly. So I put together 5 things that I think are important to me as an artist and why I keep a sketchbook, and then we'll explore each of those individually. So a sketchbook allows for quick and easy experimentation for ideas and concepts. This is something I've been doing all of my life, and it allows for more freedom and flexibility in the overall creative process. Keeping a sketchbook allows for easy documentation and organisation of ideas and inspirations, making it easy to refer back to previous work and keep track of your progress over time. This is invaluable for people like me. Sketching regularly helps to improve drawing skills, and it helps to fine-tune certain techniques that you want to focus on. A sketchbook can also serve as a visual diary, providing a tangible record of personal growth and your own development. A sketchbook can also serve as an inspiration and a motivation, so it can provide a constant source of creative stimulus, and the ability to revisit past successes and learn from those past mistakes is invaluable. A sketchbook allows for quick and easy experimentation with ideas and concepts, and it allows for a lot more freedom and flexibility in the creative process. You can use it as a scribble pad is one of the things that I do a lot. Having a dedicated place to jot down and sketch out ideas as they come to you, might be in the middle of the night for example, allows you to explore different options and possibilities without the pressure of creating that final finished product. This can help foster a more relaxed and open-minded approach to the creative process, and it can encourage experimentation and exploration of new and pretty much unconventional ideas. Because you can just throw down your ideas, it becomes a place to really try out things you've never done before. So keeping that sketchbook allows for easy documentation and organisation of ideas and inspiration, making it easy to refer back to previous work and keep track over time. Yes, you can use a digital pad for that. You can use an iPad or your Notes app or lots of the thousands of apps that are available. Having that physical record feels right for me, and it allows me to easily revisit past ideas and see them visually as concepts, and also to see how your style, technique and ideas have evolved over time. This can be especially valuable for artists and designers who need to keep track of their work for portfolios or for other professional purposes. There's a reason we call them drawing exercises or sketching exercises. It's like a muscle. Sketching regularly helps to improve those drawing skills and fine-tune your techniques. Keeping a sketchbook and sketching regularly can help improve your drawing skills by providing regular practice and giving you a chance to experiment with different techniques and styles. And it also helps me refine those ideas before I move on to any of the polished, finished pieces. So I'm going to discuss it at the end of the video, but I use a Moleskin for almost everything, and it serves as that visual diary, provides me that tangible record of my own growth, and it can be a great way for me to document my personal journey as an artist, even in my company and as a designer. And it really helps me to record the thoughts and emotions at that time. There's lots of examples of where I've just written down how I'm feeling at a given moment. This can be a powerful tool for self-reflection, and it can provide valuable insights into your own creative process and your own creative moods. So a sketchbook can serve as a source of inspiration. Instead of going to Google or AI or any of the myriad of ways you can just look back at your own sketches and designs and notes. It can provide you a constant source of creative stimulus and the ability to revisit past successes and learn from those mistakes. Keeping that sketchbook can help you be inspired by providing a constant source of creative ideas and inspiration. It can also serve as a reminder of your past successes, as I've mentioned, and it can really help you improve any areas that you want to focus on. Additionally, it does serve as a reminder of the lessons that you've learned, and those past mistakes really can help you prevent you from doing them again. So why do I choose a Moleskin then? So it's the right size for me, first of all, so it fits in my bag and it just doesn't affect me whether it's a day, night, traveling. It's just the right size. An A4 pad was always too big for me. So in terms of how the books are made up, so obviously they're a hardback, which is quite nice, and they do last. They can stay in my bag for a couple of years and not be too damaged. These particular ones have 104 pages, so it's half of the pages of the ones with lines, and they're 165 GSM. Now the pages are slightly yellowy, which I personally don't mind. Over time it hasn't bothered me, but if you like really crisp white paper, then this isn't for you. I made some 3D printed templates for ruling, so sometimes I do want to have lines in if I'm doing notes or doing some kind of a layout. So I made these printed little templates that really help me just throw in some lines as and when I need them. It's very simple to do, and you can get, people have done them online now if you want something like this, but that does help turn it into a lined book if needed. Now it does bleed, so if you use Copics you will find that this bleeds, so again it's not for you if you want to do Copic work. But for watercolours, even though it's not watercolour paper in this version, it does hold watercolour, or for me more importantly gouache, which is the opaque watercolour like paint. So it is a watercolour, but it's got this lack of opacity to it, so you're not washing things onto the page like you would with watercolors. But the reason I choose it the most is for fine line inking and pencil. So I find that I can get pretty much everything that I want out of it for any of my ink pens and my pencils. So overall it's the book I've used for the longest amount of time. Now they're not cheap, they're about £21 in the UK now. So when I started using them they were about 10, so it's well over doubled in probably 10 or 15 years. But it's to me, paying that little bit extra makes me value it that little bit more. So I don't, I try to respect it a little bit because I'm paying 20 quid per book. So why don't you try and keep a sketchbook? It doesn't have to be an expensive one. You can get them from your local shop, your local stationery shop for a few pounds. It's well worth a try, and actually you're going to probably find it harder than you think. So I made a few rules about 15-20 years ago, and I stick to most of those rules. They're here in this book, as you can see, and the rules are really just to help you to keep going. Now what you want to do is not just sketch in these books. This is your private diary, log, sketchbook, etc. But don't forget there's lots of other places you can draw as well, and if nothing else, just draw on scrap paper and just throw it away after you've drawn. It's a great exercise to get you going. I would love to hear how you sketch, where you sketch, what you sketch on in the comments down below. So let me know what paper you like, what pens you're drawing with, and how you use sketching even if you're a 3D artist like me. I hope you're liking these videos, and if you are, please give us a thumbs up. It does help us to get in front of other people who like this kind of content. I know this week's is a little bit different than the norm, but keeping it a little bit fresh is not a bad thing. If you like us enough to give us a thumbs up, then why not give us a subscribe and join us for our weekly videos. Have a great week, everyone.